There could be sticking snow here in the metro area as low as 500 feet. Maybe it's closer to 1,000, but that's where the sticking snow is going to be. And really, our forecast for Portland could go either way. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw all rain Christmas Day. Wouldn't be shocked if it was all snow in the air. But we think temps will be above freezing at ground. It's Saturday night into Sunday is when the snow levels just plummet to sea level. And then they stay there for maybe a week. And of course, that would be into New Year's weekend, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right, here's the big picture out there this morning. We have a cold front that is passing I-5, moving up into the Cascades. Snow levels are just starting to drop up there. Winter storm warning for the mountains through 4 o'clock this afternoon. Snow levels going down to 2,500 feet. So that will become, in fact, most of those passes are already looking pretty snow covered. The snow has really picked up, as I mentioned, just the past couple of hours. It's mostly a gentle rain falling in Portland right now. We're at 46 degrees. Temp doesn't really do much today, just kind of hangs out in the mid 40s all day. This will turn into just a typical scattered shower chance. I don't think there's going to be any big bad downpours really by our standards. A pretty nice quiet Thursday. Back to you.
All right, we'll have more from Rod coming up here in about 8 minutes. But right now, let's get to the latest on the Omicron variant because there are now confirmed cases in all 50 states. After it was first discovered in South Africa, the initial Omicron case here in the U.S. was reported in San Francisco back on December 1st, so it took exactly 3 weeks for the variant to spread across the entire country.
Wow, that is really fast. So a surge in COVID cases is canceling and postponing events everywhere, including here in Portland. So tonight's Blazer game at the Moda Center against the Brooklyn Nets has been postponed. So many Nets players either have COVID or have to quarantine for exposure. They don't have enough people to play the game. Meantime, a holiday drag show at the Newmark Theater in downtown Portland has been canceled after several performers tested positive. It's another hard hit for an industry that's already struggling.
You know, we've just come out of the last 18 months in pretty bad financial shape, you know, having lost all of our business for so long. And things were looking really good for us. We have a lot of shows on the books.
A trade show at the Oregon Convention Center that was scheduled for January has also been canceled.
There's a growing demand for COVID tests right now as people get ready for a week of holiday gatherings and celebrations. Catherine Cook shows us where some people managed to get a test this week and how others can sign up.
Outside the Oregon Convention Center Wednesday, dozens of people waited in line to get a COVID test. Demand for tests is soaring as the fast-moving Omicron variant collides with upcoming family gatherings. Many drugstores are sold out of home tests. Drive-through appointments are few. Right now, one of the best bets seems to be healthcare startup Curative, which is teaming up with the Oregon Health Authority. They're testing at the convention center and other spots around the Portland area.
To keep themselves and their loved ones safe, and that's really what it's all about for us.
Blake Lackey is Senior Director of Operations for Curative's National Division. He says in the last few days, testing at their 22 sites across Oregon has doubled. They're planning to open 10 more Oregon testing sites in January, including 4 in the Portland metro area. Lackey suggests making an appointment online at curative.com, although they do take walk-ups. He says about half the people in this line had appointments, but given high volume, waiting is still part of the process.
We're very sympathetic to people that obviously are there for a reason. They're probably unsure of what's going on and they just want some answers.
Doctors are still learning about the Omicron variant, but right now, this much is clear.
When you get one of the tests, virtually all the tests will be positive. If you've got Omicron.
Clark County Health Officer Dr. Alan Melnick says the same rules still apply for preventing the spread of COVID regardless of the variant.
Avoiding gatherings, especially gatherings where where masks are not being used and physical distancing is not possible. And people who are unvaccinated should get vaccinated.
Health officials say that includes people who've already had COVID. Also, those eligible for a booster should get one. The Oregon Health Authority just expanded holiday hours at several vaccination sites. For instance, in Gresham, at the former Kmart building on Northwest Burnside Road. That site will now be open December 23rd and 26th, 2 days on which they had planned to close. So what if you can't get a COVID test and you think you might be sick? Clackamas County's public health director suggests you might have to make some tough decisions.
Have good communications with one another and just be open and honest about how you're feeling. If someone doesn't feel well, stay home. That's critical.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
There is some new help when it comes to the fight against COVID. The FDA authorized Pfizer's COVID antiviral pill yesterday. The FDA says the pill helps reduce the risk of hospitalization and death from COVID. So anyone 12 or older with a mild to moderate case of COVID who is at risk of severe disease or hospitalization can take this pill at home. Authorities expect supplies to be limited, and they also say it is not meant to be a vaccine replacement.
Well, this latest surge right around the holidays can be emotionally draining, but a University of Washington expert has a message about COVID fatigue.
The problem is that our healthcare system can't handle this. And then the problem that we risk is not necessarily that we can't take care of the people with COVID. It's that we can't take care of the people who have cancer and who have trauma and who have, all those other things, congenital disorders, and who need elective surgery. And it trickles down to all those other things. So it actually is a huge healthcare disaster for everyone, even if you don't have it.
Right now in Washington, about 15% of people in the ICU are there with COVID. That number may seem low, but the State Hospital Association warns that is an alarmingly high level with Omicron now here.
All right, let's get to some other news this morning, and we start with a new study by King County in Washington that shows Chinook salmon are swimming in more urban areas than expected. Researchers in King County tagged and tracked young Chinook salmon and found them spending much more time in the lower areas of local rivers there, like the Green River, than they anticipated. They say these findings support calls for restoration work in those lower river areas to help protect the fish there.
These urban basins, which we know are important for salmon, they're also home to many people, and we know that a healthy river for salmon is also providing a lot of benefits to the surrounding community, through healthy forests and cleaner air and cleaner water, just a healthier ecosystem for that community to live.
Yeah, researchers say protecting Chinook salmon is essential because of their role in the food chain.
Okay, here's something really cool. Check this out from Cannon Beach. We got these pictures from Deb, who called this an elk jam on the S-curves of Cannon Beach between the north and south part of town. She says lately pretty big herds have been coming through Cannon Beach, and elk are really common in open areas up and down the Oregon coast. That's pretty cool. You gotta go slow there.
We want to show you something else we thought was pretty cool. Multnomah Falls, pretty impressive right now. A lot of people stopped by the falls yesterday to get a look. Plenty of people making that trip to the gorge on this Christmas holiday week, and you can bet that this is going to be a popular spot here for the next couple of weeks during the holidays. Rod, a lot of water there. We've seen a lot of water throughout the area the last few days.
You know, it's kind of surprising if you're absolutely correct. If you go back to the water year, we're running about 2 inches above normal, which is healthy, but maybe not as much as you would think if you think about how much rain that we've had, right? Let's talk about today real quick. We have a cold front that's now moving up into the Cascades. Snow levels were above 4,000 feet during the day yesterday, and they didn't get that much snow, but the snow's picked up. Timberline's had a fresh 6 in just the past few hours, and the passes are quickly becoming snow covered. Winter storm warning for the mountains through 4 o'clock today. That's the blue colors snow that you see there. A little bit of snow over the higher peaks of the Coast Range, but down on Highway 26 and Highway 6, it should just be wet today, so not concerns there, but there will be snow over the Coast Range passes tomorrow. Meanwhile, Portland, Salem, the light green color, that's just a gentle rain. And the rain will break up and become more scattered. I mentioned earlier this morning that today goes on to be just kind of a typical scattered shower day, not really looking for downpours. I don't think it's going to be bad to be out and about doing your running around. We're at 46 in Portland right now, basically, and Salem's about the same. We're going to be in the mid-40s pretty much all day. Steady temps. Same thing in Newport. We have above freezing numbers right now out east. Baker City, in fact, at 37 degrees. You folks have some mixed rain and snow showers coming your direction during the day east of the Cascades. Here's Futurecast, 7:30 this morning. Shows the steadier rain we're getting right now moving out, and then just a typical scattered shower day, as I mentioned, into this evening. Overnight tonight, moisture picks back up, and we get a pretty good shot of some heavier rain early tomorrow morning and then during the day on Friday. The latest on Christmas Day real quick. Still a wet mix for lowest elevations, maybe some snow sticking as low as 500 feet. It's still Sunday that it's just nothing but snow that's coming down, and it's still Monday, our first day with temperatures actually no warmer than 32 degrees during the day. I'm going over, but look at these numbers. The Dows, this is Wednesday, a high of 25, Thursday, a high of 28, Friday, a high of 25. Look at the lows. Baker City, that would be Thursday morning down to 6 degrees. So very cold air coming our direction. Portland, 46 today, rainy tomorrow, 42. Christmas Day, a mixed 39. Snow, but above freezing on Sunday. And then not above freezing with snow at times Monday and Tuesday, and a dry Wednesday right now showing up. That is your 7-day forecast.
All right, Rod, thank you so much. Hey, coming up here in about 5 minutes, local volunteers are talking to us about their time down in Kentucky helping people recovering from those devastating tornadoes. And they say it's a way to repay the kindness that was given to them after wildfires hit in Oregon. Plus, you may see tips online about how to keep your Christmas tree fresh for longer. Do you really put sugar in the Christmas tree water? We're going to verify what works coming up.